Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to discuss some of the rules that you need to be aware of if you want to play sabage or airsoft in Japan. We're not going to go through the whole list of rules or regulations about safety equipment and things like that. I'm going to cover that in a different video. But today we're going to cover the speed of the BB and the size of the BB that you need to be very aware of in order to not hurt people and not be hurt by other people as well. So most of the fields here in Japan, not everything, it's a massive horrible generalization, but generally speaking they tend to be smaller than what you may have in Europe or the United States or other countries where airsoft is played, and it's due to the size of the country. For that reason, actually, a lot of the fields they tend to be closer to CQB kind of esque room to room clearance, and just basically something you do inside. There are some outside CQB esque fields as well. Don't get me wrong, there are places where it's basically a field or a forest and you can run about and do your thing there, but they're not as common. I would say they're not as easy to get to. That's probably the best way to describe it. And if you're visiting Japan, if you don't live here, if you don't have a car, or you don't know how to rent it, the closest thing, the best thing you could do for yourself if you want to play airsoft is you go and go into your local the field, which tends to be inside and tends to be CQB based. So that's why we are covering it. One of the biggest rules that you need to know is the size and the speed of the flight of the BB and the size of the BB as well. So generally speaking, they're usually capped at 95, 97 meters per second, and some fields where you would expect to be even closer to your opponent are sometimes capped at 90. The BB size as well, they're usually 0.2 or 0.25 at the maximum, but generally speaking you would expect to be using the standard BB 0.2. If you're playing in wooded areas, I guess outside, you have to use the biodegradable BBs, and inside is not as strict, but some of them do ask for that. So what do? You have your airsoft gun, and it's 97, it's 95 kind of meters per second, and you happen to go to a field that asks you to go even lower than that. There is actually a quick solution that Tokyo Marui has not invented I guess, but they've kind of introduced. Basically the solution is a nozzle attachment to your AEG, but that basically dampens the speed. By how much, we'll test it today and see how it works. Let's test how this nozzle attachment works and what it does. Okay, let's go. Here it is. So this is the product. It's an attachment that goes on the barrel, or I guess on the nozzle, and basically slows down the BB, so you can play in pretty much any field in Japan by slowing down your BB speed if you want to use your own kind of AEG rig. Again, it's possible to attach to this particular one to MP5 SD6. Well, you can read this, basically that's the list of the AEGs you can attach it on, but we're going to do it on my MP5, the next generation one, and see what difference does it make. Generally, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. There are different rings, different colors, and they kind of represent the amount of the percentage that it will slow down the BB. And there is like a system that you can see that basically a BB hits like this little opening, and then this opening kind of slows it down. So let's see how it works. Okay, let's test it with the 0.2 grams 6mm BBs. So it's without the nozzle attachment. So you see that some of the, let's have a look at the actual results. So you could see some of the results is 90.5, 88, 92.5, 92.2, 73, which was bizarre, but 91, 93, 97. Basically speaking, if you're going to go to a field where rule is that the BBs can't travel beyond 90, that's an issue. So let's put the nozzle attachment in, and see how it goes. So to put it in, we need an attachment for my MP5. So this is what it looks like. You can see I already put the yellow ring on it, which means it's the lowest possible percentage of slowdown. So they will travel the fastest with this attachment on, the fastest they can go with this attachment on. And as you can see, there are some blue, red, and white. It's really hard to see, but generally they are separate. They're basically different thicknesses. So white will slow down the most, red is the second fastest, I guess, and blue is the second slowest. Okay, so the way to attach it is to use this attachment that goes on your MP5, on my MP5. This is it. So that's how it looks, and it will look like this. So basically it goes like this. And that's it. So nozzle attachment. Let's go. How different is it going to be? Ooh, hello. Okay, let's go. 87, 86.6, 86.8, 7.4, 86.8, 85.9. So this already gives you an idea that it really slowed down the BBs under 90. So if you were to go to an event where the BBs can't travel beyond 90 meters per second, this is magical. This basically solves your issue. But to be thorough, I'm going to reattach, I'm going to attach a different band on it, so it slows it down even further, just to give you an idea what it kind of is like. Okay. Now we have the red attachment. 76.4, 76.6, 76.6, 75.7, 75.4, 76.6, 75.4. Here is the next one, it's the blue one. 66.9, 67.9, 66.5, 67.9, 67.5, 67.4, 65.5. White attachment, which is the slowest one. Let's see how it goes. 66.1, 66.8. Oh, that's very interesting. 66.4, 66.4, 66.3, 66.5, 66.2. That is interesting. I didn't slow down as much as I kind of expected. Okay, just for the good measure, I want to try the Glock 17 speed and see how it measures up without all of the attachments on it, because I can't do it. Okay, Glock 17, generation 5, 63.3, 61.7, 62.7, 61, 61.2. Okay, and it's empty. Thank you very much for watching. As you could see, this nozzle attachment really made quite a difference of about 30 meters per second difference from mid-90s to mid-60s in a sense. And it will allow you to play pretty much anywhere you want in Japan. All right. The worst thing you could do is to bring your own AEG, and then it's too hot for the field, and then you have to rent one, which is not the end of the world, but it's not something you kind of want to do in a perfect environment. If you'd like to see more information about rules of playing in Japan, maybe some guidance of which fields are a bit more foreigner friendly, not because they don't like people playing from around the world, but purely because of the language barrier, or any kind of peculiarities that you need to be aware of when playing in Japan, and what safety rules and equipment is not used, and things like that, please do comment below, and I'll hopefully will be able to create, answer you as much as I can, and if I get enough questions about it, I may create a video explaining different details and different specificities of what it is like to play in Japan. Thank you very much to Sector 5, my kind of local field, for allowing me to shoot here. It's the shooting range. They run monthly events. They're a wonderful field. They're very friendly, and they're always happy to meet new people. If you find yourself in Kyoto, I think that's one of the places you could go to. If you have any questions, please do let me know. And as always, please share, like, and subscribe, and click on the bell button if you can. if you want to hear about new content coming out. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.